We are back. I think I fixed the overlay, chat. Don't worry.
Awesome. All right. So, soundly dealt with. Mercer's people. Let's just make a note here. There we go. So, Navarre, you took out 2 of the patrol boats by yourself. The third one got blown up by a grenade. But now there are these war boats to deal with, and they seem to be converging on Mercer's now defenseless hold. So, Frankie, you're the one with your hand on the wheel. What do you want to do?
I'm going to continue my move and make for this warboat, the small one.
Okay.
While I have the opportunity, so I'm going to try to, once again, like, use this building as cover and engage just one boat at a time.
Okay.
Is the bottom boat disabled because of the people, or the boat itself is disabled?
The boat itself, like the big warboat, hit it, sort of broadsided it by accident, and its engine is damaged. Okay. So it's got people alive on it. It's just floating over here.
Got it.
Yeah, like out of the corner of my eye, I see the big warboat is like moving into the area where Navarre is operating, but again, like,
yeah, as I say, the big warboat was facing this way, and it looks like it's ignoring you, and it's heading for Mercer's Hold too.
Sure. Okay. Yeah, I once again, like, I don't really think I hear, I'm sure, Navarre's shotgun booming out over there, so I'm just like, whatever. Well,
okay,
he's fine. Yeah, so I'm gonna try to actually hang on, slightly different tactics.
Are we in a battle again?
No, so they're not after you.
Yeah,
this is more of a race for who can get to the hold first. That's another thing you notice. Like, they're not, like, the big warboat would have a pretty easy time demolishing the hold because it's like a gunboat with like cannons, like anti-vehicle cannons and stuff. It could take a big chunk out of Mercer's Hold, but it's not doing that.
I think I better read the situation, actually.
Okay.
Because twice now, like, I've made these attacking moves, and they haven't really come at me.
Yeah.
They returned fire, but it wasn't super serious. And I'm just gonna.
It was less like an aggressive attempt to kill you, and more of a like, fuck off, get out of here. We're doing something. Like, they're shooting at you to get you to leave them alone.
That makes me suspicious.
Yeah.
Even though I'm War Frankie right now, I'm gonna read the sitch.
Okay.
All right. One. What's my enemy's true position here?
Do you consider nothing an enemy?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So I guess as you turn over your shoulder, as you come around the side of the building to look at the warboat, and it's sort of turning to, you see the same thing that Gritch did.
Okay.
Nothing on the deck of the ship, in armor, holding a gun, among the raiders, and he seems to be like giving orders.
All right. So in that case, I am going to do something slightly different. I'm going to move up here to this corner so I can scope things out.
Here?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I like pull back on the throttle and kind of like drift and idle to that corner, so I start to peek out so I can see where Navarre's boat is.
Yep.
And if I can catch Navarre's eye from there, I'm gonna give her the like come in hand wave.
Okay.
Basically, get out of their way and come over here.
Okay. So Navari, you see that. You're in an interesting position. That big warboat is coming straight from Mercer's hold, and it looks like it's ready to go right through you. And if your boat gets hit by this boat, you will be shredded to pieces. But you do see the Vixen like come out around the edge of that building.
Am I facing like the way the writing is, or the other way?
Yeah, all the ships are moving towards. I guess here we'll keep it uniform towards the end of the word.
Okay,
So
so I'm
front
going
of
this
the
way.
boat. So you're
Gotcha.
facing that.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
So I'm going this way.
Headed that way.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're pointed in the correct direction
Okay.
already.
Yeah, I mean, in that case, I'll move out of the way
Okay.
towards the Vixen.
Okay. Cool. So you end up.
Yeah, we sort of meet up on the corner of the building here.
Yeah, and the big warboat continues. Yeah, and they seem to be like if you watch, they like pull up kind of on either side, and then the big warboat comes up to the front, and they start unloading raiders into the hold. So they're like jumping out onto the docks. Everybody's run inside now, but yeah, you see probably 20, 25 raiders, including you spot nothing, and then a couple other of nothing's acolytes. So it's hard to see who they are from here. You just see the bright orange armband. And they start pouring into the hold.
So, Adam, what's on my mind is when these guys pull up and disembark into the hold, like just looking at the building and the way things are arranged here, is it reasonable to think that we could open fire now and like try to wreck the building with them inside it, or is it just not that kind of structure and situation?
I mean, anyone who was standing within, like 4 or 5 meters of the windows would be at risk of getting shot up. But like, you're not going to you won't be able to bring an office building down with the amount of ammunition and the kind of gun you have.
Yeah, that's what I think.
We can also just steal the warboat and then blow it up.
That's an interesting idea. I guess once everyone reassembles, like...
Yeah, so I guess this is the question. Do you, like, Navari, do you jump back on the Vixen, or do you stay on...
I think I would stay on the boat for now if we're just communicating, because...
That's fine. We can sort of yell at each other.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I guess we shouldn't be yelling at each other, actually. But we'll pull up close, and you can, like, throw a line onto the deck or something. And I'll kick the floor and yell for Eggwich to come up so we can talk.
Okay.
Basically, when everyone's in earshot, I'm like, nothing's on that boat. They're going in there. This is our opportunity. We can take them all out at once. Navari, do you have explosive, like dynamite or C4 or something?
I don't think so.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
When you say all that, I'll just say, Gritch just chimes in with, I want Mercer or nothing alive. Doesn't matter which.
Yeah, that Frankie's head whips around at you like, this is a fine fucking time to bring this up.
It's important.
He just glares at you. He's like, what?
I need a specimen to work on. Navarre's sick. I need to help her.
Your face, Samson. That was awesome.
That's all he does.
Yeah.
Yeah, by the way. Wait, what?
Yeah. What?
I just like look at Navarre and just like, you got sick somehow. And then I look back at Frankie. It's a bit of an odd case, but I think I can help. I just need someone else who has it. Nothing has it. Mercer has it. Tau had it. Tau's gone. So I need nothing from Mercer.
So the impression that you get, though, from your research and stuff isn't so much that Mercer has it, but that all of you are susceptible to it in the same way. And actually thinking on that, when you're like, nothing has it, and then you're like, interesting, you haven't had a chance to examine somebody who isn't of that like bloodline who's also infected.
log that in the back.
Yeah, you're like, maybe I should.
As soon as it was happening, I was thinking like, oh, hey, this is the first non in my bloodline person to have it.
Correct. It's jumped. Yeah.
In case you haven't noticed, we're here to kill everyone and wreck this place, and we don't have precision instruments. I kind of gesture at the cannon. How exactly are we going to do that?
Well, it would have been a lot easier before nothing showed up with all these.
Yeah, no shit.
How much do you like Navarre?
Fuck you, Gritch. I've been waiting to say that for a long time.
I just shrug. I'm like, harsh truth, but there you have it. I already know you don't like me. His corpse might do the job, but I can't say for sure.
So while you're talking, because y'all are upstairs still, you hear a couple of like sharp like bursts of gunfire and some screaming from the hold.
Clock's ticking, Frankie. Make a decision. I feel like I'm manipulating you.
You might be. Is Navarre your leverage here?
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, I can see
You
that.
need to do this thing, or Navarre's gonna like die of some weird sickness.
Hilarious.
Tell me what you want. Do you want me to go? Are you pushing Frankie to go now, or are you pushing Frankie to just get one of them out alive? Period. Like regardless.
Yeah, I don't really care how you do it. And yeah, maybe even Gritch says that. Like, I'm just like, I don't care how you do it. They
Yeah,
don't
go
need to
ahead.
be
Yeah, I
in
think
great shape, but I need something to work with.
you push the right button. You know I'm not going to let Navarre just die of some weird thing. So yeah, go ahead and manipulate.
Okay, it's gonna be this plus 3.
Boom.
Nice.
So on a PC, does a 12 plus
It doesn't do anything.
It doesn't. Okay.
Frankie angling for vulnerability. Hey,
I thought it did. I thought there was like a like I.
Let me double check.
There might be a like you don't have a choice, but I think I might
I
be
think it's that you don't have a choice. Yeah.
But I'm thinking of maybe go aggro. Let's check.
On
Oh,
12 plus, only if they're an NPC.
Yeah. It's go aggro where it's like, do what I say or I'll shoot you, and you're like, okay, I'll do it.
Oh right, they can't possibly bring themselves to force your hand. Right. That's
Which
correct.
I do have opened.
Nice. Nice.
Don't make me use my brain on you.
So
Yeah.
on an NPC, it's a guaranteed they do it, but on a PC, I still just offer you the carrot or the stick.
All right. So
And
you-
it's both.
yeah, do you want to mark experience and not have to act under fire, Frankie?
Right, or the reverse. As usual, I'm going to take the XP. Especially because in this case, like I obviously don't know what's going on really, and Navarre is super important to me, and I'm not just going to be like, fuck it, I don't care. Like, you know, you totally push the right button, and so Frankie glares at you for a minute, and she says, all right, new plan. Can we just like cut to it's night?
Yeah, sure.
We're like, got the Vixen tied up somewhere at one of these buildings, and we're gonna creep in the Mercer boat if it's
Okay, so this is the thing. This is the thing, though. You won't, if you want to wait till night, you can, but things happen. So
right.
You jump in when you want to act if there's a point, and we can always rewind and move around. But what'll happen is they go in. There's a bunch of shooting and screaming for a little while. They come back out. Somebody gets taken from the hold onto the big warboat. Like they go in, they kidnap somebody,
Okay.
bring them back onto the warboat, and then they're all gonna leave.
Ah, okay. They're not taking over the hold. They're like
No, this is a snatch and grab mission.
raiding and yeah.
Only one prisoner though.
Okay.
Yeah.
I would like to jump in there and scope out the situation, see who that is if I can.
Yeah, sure.
So basically, our plan was to lay in wait for them until, because Frankie was thinking they might like take over the hold and celebrate whatever, and maybe we can hit them in their sleep or something. But that's not happening. So
Yeah. It's very, the violence is very fast and brutal, and then over.
Okay.
So I guess the question, you can keep that, but the question is, before that happens, like, this is a very unsafe place for you to just hang out, because there's this other warboat here, and no one saw you leave. So if you want to try to stay here, there'll definitely be, you'll have to do something to make that a viable plan, or you'll have to go farther away and try to like watch from a greater distance, like make it look like you left.
Because that disabled warboat is right there.
Yeah, they'll get it working again.
Gotcha. Okay. Okay, in that case, man, I'm really torn. I don't think we're gonna leave and hide or anything like that. I think it was more like waiting around. So if we're waiting around and we hear the small warboat start back up again and come over, I think Frankie would just deal with them, like talk to them or make a show for us or fight or whatever needs to happen. I don't think we're in like hide mode exactly. It was kind of just like hang out and wait for an opportunity.
Okay.
So yeah, if that comes up and messes with our waiting, then.
So what they're gonna do once they get the boat going again is they're gonna go to Merce's hold, but they're gonna hook around this way.
Gotcha. Okay.
And so they'll see you when they come around here, but they don't make any effort to attack or anything. So as they kind of go by, you do have the opportunity to like open fire on them if you want to, or you can just let them go by.
No, I'm gonna let them go.
Okay.
I would like to try to get a read on who's on the boat, like how many guys they have left, or if they're in good shape, or what.
Sure. Yeah. Okay, so you want to use that?
Oh, sure, I can just use that roll.
Right?
That's fine.
Okay.
Yeah. Who's most vulnerable over there? What's the? I guess my question is it the boat or the crew? Maybe that's what.
It's the boat. Yeah, the crew's mostly fine.
Okay.
Yeah, so you get the full extent of the damage to the boat as you go by. The fix should be able to get them like away, but they're not in like fighting shape right now.
Do I get the feeling that I can just hull them out right now and sink them?
You could attempt to do so. Yeah. There'd still be a roll.
Sure.
But yeah, like if you seize by force correctly, it'll take more than one shot, so they'll fire back. But if you can get a 10 or better on a seize by force, you could take the boat down for sure.
Dropping a boat might be worth it. One less to worry about. I know what Navari thinks.
Well, I mean, so also Navari, because Frankie's not the only one who can act. Navari, at some point, they come within, like not an unreasonable distance of the boat. Like they're not like right up close to you, but like.
I don't have a grenade launcher anymore, so all
I
I can do is really pick people off.
I mean, you got jumping legs.
How many people were on the boat?
That you saw as they go by, like 3, but that might not be all of them.
I'm not sure. I think if everything's like settled and Frankie's not acting, I'm not acting.
I think we should do it. I think I'm gonna hit him. So if you can hit the crew and I'll hit the boat, maybe we can just take them out. And ideally, Adam, I don't know how you want to resolve this, but if we can act while they're on the backside of the building here, that would be the best.
Sure.
Yeah, so kind of as soon as they come around, you note that they're like in a weak position, and then unload with the guns?
Yeah, while they're kind of screened from Mercer's place, I'm gonna shoot at the water line and try to.
And they come around real tentatively, like quarter speed, because they're like, "Hey, where'd the Vixen go?" And then they see you because they think, I mean, I don't know, they don't know what happened, but everybody else is on mission, so they come puttering around the corner, and then you're just like, whoop, and fire at them. Okay.
Navari, you probably have. There's like AKs that you've picked up from the dead, probably.
Yeah,
on this boat that I'm on, there's got to be something, right?
Definitely. Yeah. There's Monk's AK for sure.
Like, maybe jumping over there isn't the best idea because I'm sinking the boat, but
Yeah. But you can help
with the spray him with the machine gun.
Yeah, Frankie, why don't you seize by force, and then Navarre, you can help.
Okay. So do
Sounds
I roll hard? Or
You'll roll your hex, but let
right.
Frankie roll first.
no problem.
Because this way, you're still doing the same thing. Like Navarre, you're going after the crew as they come up or like come over to the edge to shoot back, and Navarre the Vixen is focused like solely on taking the boat down.
Boom.
Do I
Okay, cool.
even need to help?
No, you're just killing for sport now.
Killing dudes.
Yeah. So, yeah, between you taking the crew out and the ship's already weakened, maybe there's like some gas leaking inside or something. But after a few hits, you hit a fuel tank and the back end of the boat blows open, and it's a bad scene. There's just shrapnel everywhere, and you can see the boat as it like sinks. You can see it sort of like perfectly through the water, like just like drifting down, leaving oil on the surface, and I guess blood and shrapnel and stuff. But this
I forgot about the crystal clear water.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Good work. So I think that sound, like the guns going off and stuff, that alerts the warboat, the small warboats and the big one, that like, okay, mission's over. They've got who they need to get, but there's going to be some like competition getting away. There's going to be some kind of like thing. So they get back to their boats like ready for a fight. What do you want to do? All three of you. Like, what's the plan? As soon as the boat goes.
If it's possible to rev up and pull another drive-by and try to hit them as they're coming out, that's what I'd like to try, if the spacing and time makes sense to do that.
So you want to, like, the boats are going to travel in the direction they're facing. So this one's going to go this way. This one will probably go that way.
Yeah.
And then the warboat's going to go that way too. They're all kind of headed back. They're headed north.
Okay. So I would be kind of like cutting across then, ultimately kind of following the path of the big warboat, I guess.
Right.
Now, but to get tactical about this, Frankie knows that like all three boats shooting at the Vixen at once is really bad.
Yes.
So she's not in Daredevil mode right now. Doesn't want to take all fire from all the boats. So if just charging in, like if she can charge in before all the crews are on board and ready to fight and like harass them with a hit and run, that's the move she would like to do. But if they're like jumping in and pulling out as this coordinated kind of thing,
I think you can do that. Like as they're getting to their boats, like they're scrambling back to the boats. If you want to do a drive-by as that's happening and try to hit them like as they're getting in the boats, you can do that. But you're going to have to concentrate on driving, and Navarre's going to have to be the one doing the shooting.
Totally. Yep.
Okay.
She can man the cannon if she wants to. It can be fired that way. So, if you want a bigger gun, Navarre.
Yeah.
Okay. So if Frankie, if you can successfully act under fire.
Okay.
That'll buy Navarre the opportunity to seize the initiative of the chase with gunfire.
Cool. So what?
No, actually, it wouldn't be. You're not going to be seized by force because the intent here again is like to get on them before they can do anything but fire back with like pistols and.
Yeah, I think we want to like scatter them and harass them, kind of.
Sure.
So yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, what you want from them is.
You're going aggro, and what you want is either they get shot to death on the docks, or they don't get back to their boats before you get the place you need. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. All right, go ahead and act under fire then.
Okay.
I'm leaving my boat then.
Captain. Okay, yeah, you jump back on board.
You get on the Vixen, yeah.
All right, so the Navarre is just gonna like kind of float out this way. Nice. Okay, cool. All right, so you're making your pass across the front side of Mercer's Hold, and I think this is when you see the nothing taking the captive, and he's doing the like cop thing where he's got one hand on the back of their head and is like getting them into the hold of the boat.
Mm-hmm.
And you can see some of the other raiders like up on top. They're running up onto the warboat, and the rest of them are all scattered on the side docks. And that's when Navari, you can unload with the big upper gun.
Do I need to roll?
Yes, so you need to roll plus hard. You're going to be going aggro. Okay. So they can get the hell out of... Well, they can suck it up, take the damage, and get on the boats. They can cave and stay hidden, like stay in the hold to avoid fire. They can get the hell out of the way, which is the same thing. Barricade themselves securely in, same thing. I mean, they really only have the two options. So I think they're gonna suck it up. They're gonna take the harm.
Ouch.
The first boat will take the majority of the harm, and them getting shot will let the other two boats like pull their shit together. So how much harm do you do?
5. Is that what we just said?
5 with that gun, right?
Yeah.
Okay, but they're a medium gang, so that negates your +1, so it's just 5.
Yeah.
Minus their armor. Okay, cool. Yeah, they take a boat worth of harm. You don't really damage the boat too bad, but it's like in an action movie. You see them all running out onto the docks and then just like get all shot up before they can reach it and fall into the water.
So Navari's killed like one crew's worth of dudes, basically.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Gotcha.
this we'll put no crew because they did.
Nice.
So you and the big warboat essentially like gun it, and the warboat's a little slower, so you end up here, and the warboat's a little bit behind you because it's slower to get going. But the small warboat is nice and fast and T-bones you from the side.
Oh, does it?
Yeah. So they just like throttle down
None of that.
and come straight towards you. Yeah, bearing down on the side of the Vixen, ready to smash you with their spiky front.
I'm gonna whip out of the way of that bullshit.
All right.
Bring it, warboat.
Okay.
Thanks for highlighting my cool, whoever did that, by the way. I'm getting
You're welcome. I don't know how this game works.
Yeah. Boom. All right. So here's what actually happens. That's their plan. And you avoid, but what ends up happening is you gun it and get up ahead. The small warboat pulls up and instead gets T-boned by the big warboat.
Oh, perfect. That's awesome.
Right? So they're like, oh shit, it's the Vixen. They gun it forward to hit you. You fly past them, and then the big warboat just goes, smashes into them and just like breaks their boat, like churns it up underneath them. And
I'm sure it has a bunch of like stuff on the front.
Oh,
to
yeah.
use that with, right?
Well, yeah, it has Eugene's impaled corpse.
yeah. It's
Spikes.
totally like it's one of those like what do they call them about the like mermaid statue on the front?
Figurehead?
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's like a dead body. It's Eugene's dead body. And we just see it like smash into the side of the warboat. All these spikes just shred it, and that small warboat gets crushed. And,
It gets like folded and like dragged under the.
yeah, totally.
Like, what is it? It's in Last Crusade when the little boats get hit by the propeller.
Yeah,
Like,
totally churned up. And now, you and the big warboat are you're a bit ahead of it, and it's like kind of like
Actually, Adam, if I can, when I do that maneuver, I'd like to kind of like turn so we're sort of pursuing the big boat instead of like I'm gonna like do a 180 or like not a 180 but like
A loop?
oh yeah like loop
an
or
Immelman turn.
do an Immelman.
So you want to loop around and end up being just like facing this way, or
No, I wanna loop. Let's see. I'll draw it.
It wants to pull it behind the warboat, essentially.
Yeah, so we go like that.
So the dogfight maneuver.
Yeah. Does that make sense?
Oh yes, it does now. So you want to loop, you want to make a tight turn past this building and get around behind the warboat.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, there's definitely going to be cannon fire during that process.
I thought there might be.
Yeah, definitely some cannon fire. So why don't you act under it?
All right. I shall. Are the dice going to betray me? Oof, not yet.
Beauty. Okay.
You're just gonna jinx yourself now.
I know.
Okay.
I keep waiting for this miss, but not yet.
All right. So you look back around. The big guns on the warboat spin towards you, and they fire, and they hit the side of this building and just like blow a huge chunk out of it, and stone and glass fly everywhere.
Nice. The new pristine facade of the building.
Yeah, they're re-apocalypsing the area.
Nice.
Okay. So while that's happening, Navari and Gritch, what are you doing? Because you're up in the bridge. You're just watching Frankie like white knuckle, like just spinning the wheel and like executing some godlike maneuvers.
I'm holding on to something stable and hiding.
Yeah. Okay.
I think
Excellent.
I'm waiting for the like signal to keep shooting, and if yeah, I'm just gonna keep using this big gun if that's what I'm supposed to be doing.
Okay.
Big gun.
Okay. Cool. So what's the plan then, Frankie? There's basically no way in like a one-on-one fight that you'll necessarily be able to like take on the warboat. Like the scale is just big, and they have pretty intense armor. The small boats were ablative, and you'll always be able to outmaneuver the warboat.
Sure.
But like your gun probably won't be able to sink it.
Gotcha. Yeah, that makes sense. So is it possible if I can't, like maybe I have to read this, but just Frankie's boat intuition, like if I can tell Navari to like spray the deck with the cannon and try and like take out the pilot and crew, because we saw them take their hostage below decks, right? Okay, so
We want to board the boat, basically.
yeah, I think I want Navari to like
So too.
soften them up with 20 mil fire and clear off the deck if we can, and then we'll hit them and jump on board. And
I was just finding a picture of the something like a pre spikes version.
oh geez, yeah, that's a whole class and a half or more, but bit better than our poor boat.
Yeah. So that big honking gun on the front is the thing that was like taking
Yeah,
shots
no,
at you.
we need some torpedoes for that thing.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, I like that plan.
Okay.
So maybe you can just concentrate on the bridge and like try to rip it up.
Okay, so you're gonna seize by force. Well, and the intent here is that they can't operate the boat; that it just becomes like a floating
Thank God, I'm so good.
hold for them.
Yeah, I guess seizing their bridge in a way, kind of.
Yeah. Well, so you're seizing their movement, right? Seizing their ability to maneuver by taking like the crew out of the.
Just like forcing anyone off of the
Yeah.
deck, right?
If you want to live, get below decks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you were
I
dead.
got a
Okay.
7.
Okay. All right. So you choose two options.
I always forget.
What kind of return fire are we taking at him?
From this cannon, the boat's looking at 5 harm.
Okay.
So take definite hold, suffer little harm. Is that what I was?
Yeah, we have 2 armor. That'll reduce it to -3. A daredevil doesn't really apply here. We're being very careful, in fact. So we would take 2.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that means functional damage to the boat, and both of you would take 1 harm, but not Gritch, because they explicitly said they're avoiding being harmed. Get their shit down. They're not helping.
Okay.
And the boat's taken 1 harm already, so
Right.
this would be 3 harm total to the boat.
Yep. And 1 harm to me, which puts me at 3. Or 9 o'clock, technically. 3 harm.
So is that the plan that you're doing?
I think so. I'm trying to.
I mean, it was Navari's roll. So Navari, what do you want to take there? Your definite hold. So
Yeah,
the big
I
rowboat
said what
stops
I
going.
wanted already.
Yep. Okay, I just want to make sure. So definite hold, suffered little harm. Okay, so their boat takes a bunch of like shots to the side of it, and so does yours. The Vixen, is damaged. There's definitely like serious damage to the ship. Frankie and Navarre, you both take 1 harm and need to roll those for me.
Yep.
Roll your 1 harm move.
Is it the 0 again, right?
This one's +1.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Ow!
Okay.
We both got 10.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's a good question. Like, does your personal armor also apply on top of the boat's armor, or?
Oh, if it blows through to us, yeah, it does. That's true. You're right.
So,
You're right.
yeah, so you're both actually rolling 0 harm here.
0. So we got a 9.
9. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good point, Adam.
Yeah. Okay, so you both got 9s. Okay, cool. So I think there's some like chaos as your gun repeatedly like blasts off shots on the deck. They fire the single shot back and it hits maybe the base of the bridge because they're firing from above, I guess. Like down on an arc.
Sort of, yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah. So they kind of like hit the side front of the boat, and it explodes on the deck. There's a big fire. You hear metal rending. You get jostled around, and both of you, I think, like basically like lose your footing. You get like knocked down or like just put out of commission for a minute, which is what buys them time to like get some of them to get below decks. And I think that you're gonna need to go and like the Vixen is like stalled out from that damage.
So we're both sort of drifting now. Like they're not driving and we're not driving, and we're just like.
Are they close enough? Like, can we jump over? Or are they pretty far?
Well, you can't do anything yet, but that's the direction you were heading, and you were going faster than them, so you will drift close enough that you can jump onto their boat. And then, Gritch, what do you want to do? So you're in the bridge still, right? But you're like under a table or something.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah. So and like Frankie's been knocked down.
Yeah, both of them get knocked down. Maybe the glass in the bridge shatters, and it's a bad.
I got like a fresh shrapnel wound on my neck, and I'm sprawled out on the floor.
So yeah, I think I like crawl over to Frankie and like touch her shoulder.
Yeah.
Oh shit! Here we go.
Like through the like maybe her coat's all like rended out by this shrapnel wound.
Yeah.
So I touch her shoulder, skin to skin.
Yeah.
Okay.
Using my new move.
Yeah, do it. Do the thing.
Yeah. So.
Nice.
Oh yeah.
Cool. So you heal a second.
Okay. So what does that look and feel like?
I think this is actually a little bit of like the Minotaur thing. So it feels really uncomfortable, but this is essentially Gritch like taking some of that ability to like manipulate the world from.
Okay. Well, in that case, you can keep that roll, but you gotta act under fire first.
Oh, right.
And the fire is the sickness in your blood. It hates the maelstrom.
I partially succeed.
You partially succeed.
So close.
Okay. All right. So I think that like you've seen this procedure before, right? You've seen the maelstrom like remake people, and you're like trying to take that for yourself. And I think that you go to that place where the regenerating energy comes from, and just like when you visited the space outside the maelstrom, you accidentally give Frankie more than you intended, and Frankie, now you're infected too.
Whoa!
Oh shit!
I made you better.
Yeah, totally. All 3 of you are infected.
So Andrew, your voice cut out. How many segments do I heal?
You heal 1 segment.
1. Okay, thanks.
Yeah, and I think in fact specifically it's Gritch like remembers being in the exact same place that they saw the Minotaur like disassembling Gritch. It's like that exact same place with like Frankie on the table, and I'm just like sewing up this shoulder. Yes, and I've had the 2 harm that I haven't healed since I took Nothing's potion. That I've been carrying that since then. So I don't think you heal this shrapnel wound like that. It doesn't go away. Like you like
back
maybe
to the earlier psychic harm and like heal one of those.
Cool. Yeah. So like I have you on the table, and it's like, okay, there's this shrapnel thing, but whatever. Like the real problem is me like CPRing seawater out of your lungs.
Mm-hmm.
The maelstrom. Yeah.
And so actually, maybe this is the funny thing is that your intentional, like the way that you would heal, fails, but the disease fixes some of the damage that you took from the medicine, from the like procedure. That nothing. Yeah, it seeks that out and repairs it.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Huh. Weird.
Cool.
Okay.
And like something happens between us a little bit too, because those 2 levels of harm that I could never shake were like part of the thing that was keeping Frankie, was holding her back and like driving her in the direction she was going. So when that part of that weight, or half of it anyway, gets lifted, like some measure of her comes back. Like,
yeah, and like that's when you wake and you're like waking up from shock to like see me over you, helping you out.
Yeah.
Cool.
Or maybe you like briefly have this vision of me dissecting you in the maelstrom. I don't know, whatever.
You did get a 10+. Let's say it's positive. It's a good experience between us.
All good. All right. So while that's happening, I think that you, Navari, you managed to get your head back around you, like pick yourself up off the floor, and you see this warboat just like floating there. The deck has been mostly abandoned. The raiders are still on the boat, but they've gone below decks. Or they've at least like hunkered down under cover.
Sure. Once it gets close enough, I'm jumping on the boat.
Okay. All right.
I think Frankie's gonna run out to the bow behind Navari and like lash a line to the boat to keep them together, and then follow Navari.
I also go.
The warboat is like explicitly engineered not to be boarded because it's all covered in spikes and shit.
Oh yeah, right.
So it's not as easy as just pulling up aside and throwing a ladder over. Navari, you could throw yourself onto the side of the boat and just try to climb up the like barbed wire and twisted metal if you want to. It's going to be messy, but
can we like, I don't know, is there something we can throw across it to climb over?
I don't have any corpses on hand.
No, like a plank or something. It's not a pirate ship.
Not really.
If it's close enough, I guess I would try to jump.
Spikes be damned.
Just gonna fucking climb through the barbed wire. That sounds like Navari.
It depends on what, I don't know.
Yeah, it's like spiky, jagged metal, and it's like probably like one third for boat defense and 2/3 for scary looking. But
can I read the situation regarding this boat and try to find a way? Yeah, so I'm on decks, and I actually stopped to like look at it and be like, what is this? How did they make it? What can I do about it? So yeah, what's the best way onto this boat?
The best way on the boat would be for them to lower they have like a boarding ladder or whatever.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So if somebody can get on the boat and lower that, then everybody else could walk across it.
Which enemy is most vulnerable to me? Like, is there anyone still left on the deck who's alive?
The raiders are down, but they're not like out. Like they're waiting.
Is there like one that I can see?
Yes, Andrew.
Totally. With? Yeah. So actually, you see one crouched behind one of the like bulkheads maybe or whatever, and he's got like scary looking like raider type armor on, and he's got a shotgun.
And what should I be on the lookout for before I start doing stuff here?
If this turns into a fight, the chances of nothing or the hostage getting caught in the crossfire are quite high.
Okay, cool. So that guy that I can see in his like scary armor, I'm going to use direct brain whisper projection, and so he gets like starts getting the weird brain waves.
Hey fucker, hey.
And so what I want him to do is lower that drawbridge, or he's going to take one AP harm from my brain. So I'm just like tunneling into his mind.
Sweet.
Wrecking shit.
Yeah.
And I get a +1.
And this is just the strength of your own psychic will. It's not like tapping into the maelstrom for power. So
Yeah. This is
you can just go
direct to his brain.
Exactly. Yeah.
Move states. So.
My mind to your mind.
So I get a 10.
Alrighty. Good work.
I had the move open, but sadly it didn't work out that way.
Sure.
Yeah, that would have been pretty awesome.
But he can take the harm or he can do it.
And what did you want him to do?
I want him to lower the drawbridge. So like maybe he thinks it's because they're going to board us, but whatever.
Totally. Yeah. I think that you see him like he looks like he thinks he heard somebody give him the order, like lower the bridge. And so he like gets up to like looks around. And you see another raider be like, "What are you like shaking, putting his hands up? No, what are you doing?" And the guy like jogs over and like flips the thing over, and we see it from his back, and he flips it over. And when it lands, I think it lands right in front of Navarre, who's just like standing there with her gun. And let's take our last break there,
Awesome.
and then we can have the boarding of the warboat when we return.
Stay tuned. I have a sawed-off shotgun. Be back in a minute.